All right, here we go. Special edition of KnicksFanTV Live presented by Manscaped. Juneteenth edition. Happy Juneteenth to all those in this country. CP the franchise in here tapping in. Afternoon matinee edition of the show. Part one of a two-part doubleheader. Today we're going to talk about some Knicks news and trade rumors, interesting trade rumors, some draft news as well. And then tonight, we're going to hear from Jonathan Wasserman, Bleacher Report, the conclusion of our Knicks draft Q&A series tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So lock in. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. Going to be back on here to chop it up on some hoops. NBA Finals wrapped up. Congratulations to the Dubs, taking another one and beating the Celtics in an impressive 6 games. But let's get to today's news because I woke up this morning to a ton of notifications and tweets and DMs and you know, chaos as it was reported by Shams of The Athletic that Kyrie Irving and the Nets have reached a quote-unquote impasse on his contract extension negotiations. Kyrie Irving entering into the last year of his deal at $36.9 million is seeking most likely a max contract, which could start at about $42 million. Now, we heard after the Nets got swept, they got washed by the Celtics. Great job by the Celtics, by the way, in that series. That Sean Marks spoke to the media and said, look, we need a solid commitment from this guy before we ante up and commit to him long term, which I think was the right take by Sean Marks. You moved heaven and earth to accommodate Kyrie Irving. He built a super team. He brought in KD, free agency, all of that. They shunned us, right? They shunned the Knicks. They built a super team. They tossed Kenny Atkinson over the boat. Let's bring in our own coach who we can control in Steve Nash. Okay, you want Harden? They bring in Harden. Oh, he's not working. Let's go bring in Simmons. Now Simmons is a lemon. They did all this stuff to accommodate Kyrie Irving, and now he wants a max bag. His availability has been a question mark. The guy played 100 games over the last 3 years. Whether it's injury, the COVID situation, his commitment to the game has been questioned, and rightfully so. I don't blame the Nets for the stance that they're taking. But the interesting thing in this article by The Athletic says that of the teams ready to pounce should this lead to a divorce, the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Knicks. Interesting. Is this another Knicks for clicks situation? You know, this is the time of year, right? You can expect it. 3 things guaranteed in life: death, taxes, and the Knicks being linked to every player, every rumor, every trade, every free agent when the offseason kicks off. So does this have legs or does it not have legs? Let's hear from our guy Ian Begley on the situation.
Athletics reporting that the Knicks are expected to be among the interested suitors in Kyrie Irving if Irving and the Nets cannot agree to a new deal. Now, last month around the draft lottery, Irving's future with the Nets was a big topic of conversation among some people around the league I was talking to, and people around Irving felt that New York was a potential destination for Irving if he and the Nets could not work things out and agree on a new contract. Now, for the Knicks, they obviously would have to give up players in a sign and trade to make this thing work, either giving up players to the Nets or giving up players to a team with cap space where they could just dump off the salaries and create room. More likely scenario there is the sign and trade. You know, with the Nets and Irving, a lot of teams watching this thing have long expected Brooklyn and its all-star point guard to eventually come to terms here, figure things out. So, you know, maybe the idea of today's report from The Athletic is just public negotiating, as it happens sometimes. But with the Knicks, clearly this would be a huge swing for Leon Rose. The Knicks know
Yeah.
that they need a dynamic lead guard. They've had interest in.
And shout out my guy, Ian Begley. Ian's going to be here tomorrow night at 10 p.m. as we kick off this Knicks offseason, starting with the draft and ultimately into free agency. And for the Knicks, that's mainly trade, right? Because the Knicks have no cap space. So Ian will join us tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure you guys are locking that in. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. My take on the Kyrie situation, look, he is without a doubt one of still the most talented players in this game, the most talented players to ever play. There's very few with the skill sets that this guy has. But if you're asking me that to make a move now for the Knicks who need a guard, who need a star, I'm saying no way. We don't need that, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't said that in a long time. We don't need that. Shout out to Khalid E in the chat. It is too much of a headache. It is too much of a mystery to move heaven and earth for a guy that you don't even know how much longer he's even going to play the game. And here you see, yeah, he could drop 60 in his sleep. 40, 50 piece, no problem. But the amount of pieces, the amount of things that you would have to do to even bring him in here, I don't see it. I think this is more of a negotiating ploy. I don't think he has leverage as much as he thinks he does. But I think this is a negotiating ploy. Let LeBron go rescue him and reunite with LA. Send Brody packing. Who knows? Maybe have a wife swap. Maybe you have Brody going to Brooklyn to join Katie, and you got Kyrie going back to LeBron. A little off-season wife swap. They could do that. I'm good, man. I'm not going there. There's no way. Like I said, the Nets moved heaven and earth to go make things happen for this guy. And now he's coming back like, yo, I need a max deal. What's going on? That's the NBA for you, man. That is the NBA for you. Lash, what's good? So I'm saying no, and you just, there's no way we can make that happen. No way. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, with the sign and trade, number one, why would the Nets want to help the Knicks? And why would the Knicks want to help the Nets? Why would we want to give up premium assets, premium draft capital to help KD? Why would the Nets want to send, well, I guess they did that already with Harden for Simmons, but I can't see that happening again. Sending Kyrie, their true 1A, 1B guy, to the Knicks. I would have to think they sent him out west, sent him packing before they sent him across a bridge. I just don't see it. Now, is it possible to get him, signing him through cap space? Well, Knicks have a lot of work to do this offseason to get cap space. We know that from the last offseason, the last free agency. Knicks came in, they went all in, they put their chips on the table. Team-friendly deals, whether you want to consider it that way or not, with a lot of team options. But, yes, they handcuffed themselves this offseason with no cap space. The only way that they're going to acquire talent in this offseason is via trade or by shedding salary. This is going to have to happen whether you're going after Jalen Brunson or Kyrie. You're going to have to shed some salary. And my guy Fred Katz at The Athletic said, look, signing him outright to salary would, it's a slim chance, a very slim chance. But the Knicks could accomplish that by a couple of things. Getting Burks and Noel off the books at draft night. Trading Fournier with draft capital to a team with cap space. There's only a few teams with cap space this offseason going into free agency. It's the Orlando Magic. It's the Blazers. And there's two other teams. Let me see what Fred said. It's the Magic. It's the Blazers. I believe OKC, Pacers, Spurs. So he's putting a potential scenario there where he sent Fournier back to Orlando with 2 first-round picks to get rid of his salary. That gets you closer to about $40 million by the time you combine Burks, Noel. You trade your number 11 pick, trade down, save you $5 million there. You trade Fournier, get his money off the books, and then you trade a young player, maybe you trade a Cam. It's a lot of moving pieces. But again, for me, this is not the guy we want to do that for. You going to tell me you're doing that for Spider? Sure. Let's do it. Are you going to tell me you're doing that for Kyrie Irving? No thanks. The steak ain't worth the sizzle, as they say. Can't do it. And Kyrie had a chance to come here when we wanted him, when we had the space, when we could have just said, hey, here's a contract, sign on the dotted line, the city is yours, orange and blue, you and Katie, let's go. They chose the easier path. They chose the path where they could slide under the radar. And look at what's happening. Look at all the karma, ladies and gentlemen. Look at all the karma. They're nowhere close to a championship. They got swept by the Celtics. Great job by them. And now they got a Lemon and Simmons who's scared of his own shadow. No disrespect. And a Kyrie situation. It's falling apart in Brooklyn, and I'm here for it. We're going to kick them when we're down on this show. I'm all here for it. Hit that thumbs up button for a Brooklyn collapse. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit that thumbs up button for your boy. If you guys want to call me up on the Discord, or phone lines are up 657-383-1509. We got Jonathan Wasserman of Bleacher Report coming back for the closing series. It's the closing show of our NBA Draft Q&A series. So make sure you guys tap into that. We don't need sloppy seconds, man. You had the chance to come here. Don't try to use us now and say, oh, the Knicks are interested. There's mutual interest. You had your chance. We're not doing the sloppy second thing here, people. All right? That's like the dime. You go after the dime. You shoot your shot. She turns you down. And then a month later, a year later, when she can't do better, she's coming back knocking at the door. You got to pass. All right? You got to stand on something. I'll pass. You know, she might be cute. She might be good looking. And maybe you had to settle for the 6. You lost out on the dime, but you got to stand your ground. He had his opportunity, and the ship has sailed. So stay over there, and good luck to Kyrie Irving. Now, also in this athletic piece by Shams, he noted that, what else is new? The Indiana Pacers are motivated to trade Malcolm Brogdon and Miles Turner. 2 guys who have been linked to the Knicks for quite some time. Since the trade deadline, we've known that they've been motivated to trade both of these guys. And as Shams says, you know, Knicks are sitting there with the number 11 pick. Wizards sitting there with the number 10 pick. Pacers are interested in making a move. According to Shams, Wizards and the Knicks are interested in Brogdon, armed with the number 10 and 11 picks respectively. Hornets interest in Turner. Still Indiana's number 6 pick, which it could elect to continue retooling its veteran core rather than rebuilding entirely around young players. Again, on this topic, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying no thanks. No thanks. I still think the Knicks will land Brogdon, but it's got to be for a cheaper deal. There's no way that you're going to give up a premium draft asset for a guy who you don't even know if he's going to play 50 games next season. No chance. There is no chance. Not for the number 11 pick. You know, these guys can help. We talked about the prospect of a Brogdon, how he can fit here, play off ball, big guard, defense, all of that. We like all of that. But ideally for me, I would have liked to have picked him up 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Now he's a walking injury. Just had an Achilles injury, this, that, and the third. It's got to be a cheaper deal. And when he comes here, he's playing supporting cast. We're not doing another Alec Burks situation here where we're blocking a young player from playing for an aging star and we're not going anywhere. Can't make those mistakes. If we're going to get him, we're going to get him on the cheap, and he's playing supporting cast. I still think they may get him, but just not for 11. You know, not for 11. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. CP the Franchise here. Monday matinee edition, Juneteenth edition of the show. Oh, they said my guy, the boy Wonder Blue Hefner is in the chat. Salute to Lloyd Banks in the building. Rocking with us early, man. I told Banks a minute ago, we need him on the show. We need his takes. We got to hear from you, Banks. What's good? Come through. Shout out to Banks, man. Shout out to Banks. So, yeah, so that's the Brogdon and Turner news. That's been there. We've known that interest has been there for a while. We'll see what happens. The Kyrie situation. But, you know, I say that to say, because, you know, like the Kyrie situation is a long shot, even if there was interest. It's a long shot of getting it done. The Brogdon Turner stuff we know, but I bring this stuff up to say, is this the time? And this is the question I'm going to ask Ian Begley when he comes on tomorrow. Have we reached the point where Leon is going to roll the dice on a move to set us up for the future? Have we reached that point? Is it time for Leon to get aggressive? Will he do that? And while Kyrie's not necessarily that guy, Spider Mitchell might be outside looking in. Where is that going to come from? That's the question. We don't want to part with premium assets for a guy like a Turner or Brogdon for nominal gains. We're not at that stage. We're not on the corner of contending for anything. You know, a Celtics move for Derek White, like that. You make that type of move when you feel like you're ready to take that step. We're not there. So to part with premium assets for those guys for cheap gains, that would be a terrible mistake. But have we gotten to a point where it's time for Leon to put the chips on the table and bring something in here that's really going to help us turn the corner, or the start to help us turn the corner? And if it's not, if that move is not there to be made, then the way that they structure this roster going into next season has to be with the focus on the younger players. We don't want it. We don't need Alec Burks at the point for 82 games in a season. That's crazy. The veteran players that you either have now or you bring in, they've got to be supporting cast. They've got to play in the backdrop. It's a Kevin Love situation coming off the bench for the Cavs, but it's Garland's team, it's Mobley's team, it's Jared Allen's team. You've got to run it that way. You're not with Burks getting heavy minutes. Fournier's minutes got to get dialed back. Even though he's our best shooter, he's probably our best shooter on the team. He's got to start transitioning to a bench role if he's here. We've got to figure that part out. Because last year's season, you ended up with the 11th pick, not bad enough to be at the top of the lottery, not good enough to make the playoffs. You got hit in no man's land. And what did you get out of it? What did you get out of it? We got some improvement from our young guys, of course. We appreciate that. We got some improvements from IQ, from RJ, Obi especially. We saw Grimes. We saw that. That was cool. But now, you know, we're looking at the 11th pick. And now we have to hope, wish, and dream to jump up and get Ivy. And if that's the case, is that the path to getting the star? Is it Ivy? Because Spider has no leverage. And there's really, who's the next guy out there? It's not Bradley Beal. They're not getting Bradley Beal. Who's the next guy out there? This is a star league. Who's the next guy out there that can help change the fortunes of this franchise? We all know it's going to take a king's ransom to go up from 11-4. But they got to look into it. Have to look into it. Or, like I said, peel it back where the young players are the focus of your build. So then, if it's a losing season, if it's a lousy season, you can say, you know what? Our young players are playing, getting experience, they're developing, and now we're at the number 3 pick, number 2, number 1, number 4, number 5, and then we can get a game changer while still trying to compete with your young talent. It's not necessarily tanking per se, but you got to put the focus on the young players. So is it an Ivy move? Is that the play? Knicks have got to be talking to the Kings and seeing what it's going to take. Got to do it. Got to see where we're going to make these upgrades, man. No question about it. And speaking of Jaden Ivey, they did conduct a draft Q&A today. And here was Jaden Ivey's comments on the Knicks.
Obviously, a tremendous opportunity, a tremendous organization in the New York Knicks. Obviously, I would be honored to, be able to play there. And I think, they recently just made the playoffs 2 years ago. I feel like, I could complement, the organization and, help them win if they drafted me. Obviously.
All right, so Ivey's he's talking good stuff about the orange and blue, man.
Next to guys like Julius Randle and RJ Barrett.
I think I could definitely fit. Feel like I have that DNA to be a winner. You obviously got to have guys that want to win, and in order to win, and I feel like like you said, RJ Barrett and I feel like they want to win, and it starts just in practice, and I feel like I just have that DNA to win. So we're just gonna see what happens.
The DNA to win. Says he fit in perfectly with RJ. Here's some more on Ivy on the Knicks.
After seeing where the lottery, just the teams that got the earliest picks, I started looking at film of Sacramento. Obviously, could be situations where I could land. To New York. I watched a lot of Detroit. The pieces that they have, young talent. OKC is one I could see myself at. But really all of those teams, I feel like I could see myself at, and we're just gonna see what happens on draft night.
So we gotta see what happens on draft night. But interesting. He did say there is a situation where I could end up with the Knicks. So is this trade talk? Does it have legit legs? Does it have steam? Who knows? But, this is a guy we need, man. Let's just keep it a buck. This is a guy you need. A guy that can truly put pressure on a defense. Because from there, everything else becomes easier for your offense. Dynamics, explosiveness, athleticism. 3-level score, 3-level threat. This is what we need in here. What's the price? Joe Dumars is with the Kings. Will Joe Dumars help his boy Ninja P, Scott Perry? It's gonna be interesting. Gonna be interesting indeed, man. So to everybody in the chat once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. CP the franchise here, Juneteenth edition Knicks Fan TV Live, presented by Manscaped. And speaking of Manscaped, fellas, as you know, Manscaped, the #1 men's grooming tool below the waist, is our presenting sponsor, fellas. It's hot out here, especially in New York on the East Coast. I told you we moved from Van Gundy mode. We are in MJ mode. Take care of the family jewels, fellas, all right? Take care of it before you stepping out, before you talking about we outside and all this, and, you know, you're going out with the joints. Take care of the family jewels, man. The Lawnmower 4.0 is the tool to go with. You can go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV, and they'll give you 20% off plus free shipping. And they got a ton of other products on the website, man, from, you know, shampoo, conditioner, body wash, lotion, cologne. Manscaped, they literally have everything to help you with your grooming needs, man. So definitely check it out. They've been friends of the program for a number of years now, been supporting us for a number of years. We definitely appreciate them. And once again, support us, support them. Go to manscaped.com, enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Like I said, tonight we're gonna have Wasserman, Bleacher Report, on the show, and that'll be the last of our draft series. So make sure you tap in for that. If you guys got questions on these prospects as we head into the NBA draft on Thursday, make sure you tap in. Jonathan Wasserman of Bleacher Report. Tuesday night, we're going Ian Begley at 10 p.m. Eastern time. We'll kick off the offseason with Ian Begley, our guy, and then Thursday's draft night, man. Thursday's draft night, special draft watch along. You know how we do it from 8 o'clock straight until the end. We'll be reacting to every pick. We'll react to the Knicks pick, take your phone calls. We'll do giveaways, all of that. So make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss it. Zay, what's good, Zay? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, CP? How you feeling?
Good, bro. What's going on?
Good. It's been a while since I called in, so I definitely just want to take the moment just to, congratulate you on everything.
Thanks a lot.
Everything that's going on, man. I've pretty much been paying attention from early, and you've definitely been able to grow the platform.
Appreciate it.
So definitely congrats on that. Everything that you said, pretty much, I'm totally on board with. I would say that one, like I said on the IG page, I say the Nets have never done us any favors. In regard to Kyrie. They've never done us any favors. If anything, they've literally any plan that we put out for the offseason, they damn near steal our whole playbook. So I'm not trusting anything about a Kyrie coming to the Knicks. Even if that was true, a trade with the Nets would pretty much be to set them up for the future and to pretty much kill us the way that they're killed right now.
Right.
Let them burn.
Yeah. Let it burn. Yeah.
Let them burn, let them drown, because they took that risk and now they're seeing how it's unfolding. So let them sit there, and we can easily find players to down the line to do what we need to do instead of trying to sacrifice everything for Kyrie. That's my take on that. In regards to Malcolm Brogdon, I'm not giving up the 11th pick for Brogdon unless they take Randall back.
Yeah.
Unless they taking Randall in some way in that situation, they can have the 11th pick then. But I'm not giving them up for Malcolm Brogdon. I haven't even seen that man. He's a good player, but I can't even remember last game I turned on and he was actually in the game.
Right. Right.
So, so I'm not doing that. We don't need that. So just we don't need that, and we need to get off some of these vets. That's all we need to worry about right now. Get off some of these vets. The Alec Burks and I'll keep Evan Fournier. I'm with you on the Evan Fournier takes in regards to he's not bad. He's doing what he was brought here to do.
That's right.
We just want him to do more, and that's just not his game. So I'm cool with Fournier, but we gotta get rid of him. We gotta get rid of Nerlens Noel.
Facts.
And stay with the young guys, man. This is how teams are made. Look at who were just in the championship. Yeah. 2 teams that pretty much drafted and grinded it out from the draft, just drafting all their players. Don't sacrifice everything continuously to keep trying to shoot for the big guy, and then we end up paying for it in the long run. So just stay young, keep drafting, and we're gonna be good. So that's all I gotta say, man. Keep doing the good work that you're doing, man. I appreciate everything.
Good to hear from you, man. Always good. Always good to hear from you. My guy Zay from Maryland on the check-in. If you guys are new in the chat, leave me a hashtag new, man. Shout you guys out. Juneteenth edition. We got 1,450 people in the chat, man. We need at least 1,000 likes right now. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Shout out to Tristan Westrom in the chat. My man said, I'm an Atlanta Hawks fan, but I'm in here tapping in because this is the number one show for the fans, by the fans. So we got out-of-towners in here repping KFTV Nation, man. Make sure you guys are going to get your KFTV snaps as well. KnicksFanTV.com. Get your new era KnicksFanTV snaps, no doubt about it, man. JJ in the chat, team hashtag new. JJ, he's a diehard supporter, man. Never misses a show. DJ Thunder in the chat, what's good? We got Jose Morales, Darren Hood in here. How you feeling? Team hashtag new. Daniel Morelli, salute from Brazil. Ciao, man. Ciao, ciao. We got Christopher Snipe, team hashtag new. Okay. Eric Beats, what's going on? All the mods. We got Hospi in here. Salute. Junior Karoma always in here. What's good? We got JC3, salute from Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic. Runel Dusau, okay. Chanel Phillip, you're not new, but definitely welcome back. All right, to the phones we go. Area code 267. What's your name? Where you tapping in from?
Yo, bro, it's Angel from Philly. What's good, everybody?
Let's go.
What's up, CP? First thing first, man. Y'all know what it is, man. Hit that like button. Yeah. Hit that thumbs up for y'all boys. Yeah. Yo, CP, congratulations on the new opportunities for you, bro. Always got to support.
Appreciate it,
I need that shirt, CP. That KnicksFanTV shirt is hot.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate you, bro.
Listen, bro. You know, first thing first, man. The whole Kyrie thing is just leverage, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not taking it serious. I'm not believing anything about it. If he wanted to come here so bad, he could have came here when we had cap space. It doesn't make sense to come here now. And even if we were lucky enough to get him, what are we going to be, a 7th seed or an 8th seed? Even if he's healthy enough to play? I mean, come on, give me a break. It's not going to happen. So anyone who's believing in this is just leverage. You know, I'm not taking anything serious. Now, in terms of Jaden Ivey, we need that. Go get this kid, man. He wants to play in New York. Sacramento's in a win-now situation. You know, try to see what you got to do. Even if it's draft capital in the future, that is the way we need to go, man. We need to stop being impatient. I know the owner is a little bit impatient, but follow the path of Memphis, the Golden State Warriors. Build through the draft for long-term success in the future. And I know you got some other callers, but, you know, I just wanted to make sure I called in, support the show. And thank you for taking my call, bro. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, man. Good to hear from you. Angel from Philly on the check-in. Shout out to Val M in the chat said CP Samuels with the dime that pass on you joke. Yeah, that was a good analogy though, man. Don't front. That was definitely a good analogy. You know, Kyrie passing up and then trying to come back. It's like the dime trying to come back after she turns you down. You got to have some standards here. You know, you got to have some standards. Yeah, that's a fact. Shout out to Angel, though, man. Definitely. Okay, let's take a couple more before we wrap. Let's go to area code 646. 646, what's your name? Where you tapping in from?
Max from the Bronx. What's good?
My guy, Max from the Bronx. Let's go.
Listen, guys. This thing right here, this Irving news, it shows who are the smart fans and who are not so smart fans. Why would you want Kyrie? Do you not see what happened last year? His best friend, quote unquote, is on the team, and he's pulling all this nonsense. What do you think he's going to do with the Knicks?
Yeah.
Have some respect for yourself. Have some standards. We don't want Dr. Umar Irving on the team so he could be like, oh my God, there's water in Chile that I got to go. I got to miss 3 weeks.
That's what I'm saying, man. And like, look,
you can't trust this guy.
I give credit to the guy for being a social justice warrior, but you just don't know. You know, next thing you know, something pops off in the world next year, and he's like, you know what? I'm out of here. Yeah, I'm going to go save the world.
Bro, you can't trust this man at all, bro.
Nah.
Like, never. And listen, we just saw, shout out to the callers before me, we just saw 2 teams in the finals, and then another team in Memphis, which I don't know, John Moran apparently want to catch a RICO charge now. I don't know what's going on with him, but just young teams that build through the draft. Why are we going to do that? And forget Irving. Don't you even think about Malcolm Brogdon, giving an 11 pick for Malcolm Brogdon?
No chance.
Did anyone watch Malcolm Brogdon play? Like,
Yeah.
y'all don't know this guy.
No chance.
And I'll be honest with you, and this is my last thing.
Yeah.
If y'all want Ivy, you got to trade next year's pick, which is one of the most important drafts ever.
Yeah.
Next year. So if you're serious about Ivy, you're gonna have to trade the first round pick this year and next year and then another year, and then maybe you go up to 4. But thanks, CP.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks.
you, bro.
Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Yeah, I don't know what type of time I got John Moran is on, but he's wilding, man. You got to slow down. You know what I'm saying? All that fame and the fortune, you out there in Memphis. You got to slow down, man. Look, take a look around at what's happening right now. Just take a look. Reevaluate what you're putting out there. Who's in your circle? You gotta pump the brakes a little bit, man. Just take a look at what's going on. Other quick notes. Summer League kicking off July 7th to the 17th, and the Knicks schedule has been released. They're going to play July 8th against Golden State, against the world champs. July 10th against the Chicago Bulls. July 11th against the Portland Trail Blazers. And July 14th against Chet Holmgren and the Magic, or Jabari Smith and the Orlando Magic. So that's their regular Summer League regular season schedule. They make the playoffs. Playoffs will start, I guess, on the 18th. So this is the Summer League schedule. I'll be out there that week, so I'll be tapping in on the 10th, 11th, 14th. So I'll be tapping into those games. We'll do post-game from out there in Las Vegas. We'll probably do a meetup out there as well. So anybody that's out there already or that's planning to be in Vegas, stay tuned, and we'll have some more announcements on the Summer League activities. All right? And that's the story there. Okay, so we're going to wrap with, okay, let me get 2 more in here, and then we're going to wrap rapid fire. Fredo, what's going on? Turn your volume down, Fredo.
CP, can you hear me?
Yep, loud and clear. Let's go.
Thanks for taking the call, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The reason I'm calling is I really want to see Leon trade our assets. I think it's time for us to go all in. I don't know if it's going to be for Ivy. I would really like that. I really, really like the idea of them going after Donovan Mitchell. In a dream world, that's what I would really want. But, beggars can't be choosers, but I'll take one of those two. The other thing I want is more of a question. What do you think is more likely? Do you think it's more likely that the Knicks trade up to get Ivy, or do you think it's more likely the Knicks trade back and stash more assets?
Trade back. I think it's trade back. Listen, we've traded back twice already. Last year, year before that. It's easier to do so, especially the way that the Knicks have been scouting talent. They're not afraid to do so. If they see a guy who's maybe, further down on their draft board, or maybe he's up on their draft board and other draft boards have him lower, they're not afraid to go get that guy and trade back and get him. You have Charlotte with the 13th and 15th pick. Maybe that's a potential landing spot, depending on what Charlotte's trying to do. But, trading up from 11 to 4, I just don't see it. What incentive do the Kings have on punting on their rebuilding, punting on their future to help the Knicks? Sacramento Kings haven't been relevant since they were Sacramento Queens, back when Chris Webber and them were running and gunning. That's a long time.
I think the only incentive they have is they might not feel this is a strong draft, and the person they have at 4 is another guard, and they just went through that situation with Halliburton, so potentially they may want to get out of it. But it's a tough one. Thanks for taking the call, man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Look, I still think they're staring Jaden Ivey in the face. I don't see how they pass on him. You can figure it out afterwards. If they got to throw Swiper over the top, so be it. I just don't see why the Kings wouldn't pick him. Why would they do that? I don't see it. Why would they punt? They need talent. They stink. Kings have been a perennial lottery doormat for the last 10 years. More than that. So, I don't see it. Now, you want to say they have too many guards? How many are actually good? They need talent, man. They need talent. Official Michael on the Discord. What's good? Official Michael going once. Yep. Official what? Yeah, hello.
Can you hear me?
Oh man, hold on. Hang on. Let me turn your joint down. Are you on speakerphone, sir? You got to take off
Can you hear me
speakerphone.
now?
Yeah, it sounded kind of crazy in the background, fam. Yeah, I gotta let you go, but I don't know what was going on. It sounded like kids and dogs screaming in the background. Michael, you gotta call from a quieter room, man. There's too much commotion going on back there. It's giving me anxiety, man. I'm like, yo, you sure you called the right place, man? All right, close it out. Area code 347. Close this out, man. What's your name? Where you tapping in from?
That's me.
Yep, loud and clear. What's going on?
CP is Mr. William.
Mr. William, what's going on, man? How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling fabulous, brother. I couldn't even begin to explain. Listen, I don't want no part of Malcolm Reddish. I don't want no part of Malcolm Reddish. Because Brogdon is just as injury prone as Cam Reddish. So do I want the older version of Cam? No, I don't. I think as much as we need talent, it's a much better play. I mean, going to 4 from 11 is deep, and I don't know how we get in there if we ain't giving up something major. I don't see them wanting Julius. They just took the dude from the Pacers.
Yeah, they got
so
the Julius.
Isn't that redundant? That's positional redundancy.
Yeah, right.
We not doing that. I'd much rather go back and get 2 of Charlotte's, give 11 for what's that, 13 and 15.
Yeah.
I'd much rather do that. I'd be more happy with that. You know, I'm proud of your success. I support you 100, brother. I make this rapid fire as possible. I appreciate you. We kick it soon.
Yes, sir. Mr. William on the check-in. Appreciate you, man. We'll definitely talk soon. Appreciate you supporting, always supporting, and tapping in. Appreciate that. And back to the Kings on the Ivy thing. Whether or not they take Ivy, why would they punt out of 4 to help the Knicks? You want to tell me there's nobody at 4 that they would like? Whether it's Ivy, whether Ivy's a redundant piece or not, you want to tell me there's nobody at 4 that they would like, where they would punt just because they can get future draft picks? I just don't see it. Anything's possible, but I just don't see it. Not with a team that's been that bad, that needs talent. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, great show. Great session, as usual, people. Make sure, as I said, make sure you guys are tapping in tonight. We got Jonathan Wasserman of Bleacher Report, the final NBA Draft Q&A series. If you got questions on your prospects, man, we'll talk about Bleacher Report's latest mock draft for the Knicks. We'll talk about Ivy, potential trade-up scenario. We'll talk about all of it as we wrap things up, all roads leading to this Thursday's NBA draft, man, and we'll have that covered for you, reacting to every pick, every bit of news that's going on with the Orange and Blue Thursday, 8 p.m., right here on KnicksFanTV. Tomorrow, Tuesday, we got Ian Begley tapping in. Our off-season kicks off with an interview with Ian Begley, so make sure you tap into that. If you got questions for Ian regarding the off-season, we'll take 1 or 2 before we wrap that one up, man. So busy week for us, but as you know, the #1 show for the fans, by the fans, has you covered, man. KnicksFanTV. Make sure you guys are tapping in and share these videos. Share these videos with a fan. You know, I just told you about the Hawks fan that's in here tapping in. Share this with any basketball fan that you know. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Knicks fan. Share with any basketball fan. Because we talking hoops in here. We talking ball here. You know what I'm saying? We talking about the draft. We're talking about all these picks for all these teams. So tap in, share these videos, and it'll help us go a long way. We appreciate the support. Remember that this show is presented by Manscaped.com. Go to Manscaped.com and enter promo code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. And also remember that all of our shows are available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it, ladies and gentlemen. All the major podcast platforms, we got you covered. So tap in, man. Like I said, #1 show for the fans, by the fans. See you guys tonight. Q&A series. Wasserman, big week ahead. Sleep at the franchise. I'm out of here. Peace.